for me today because in my work I am on the phones every day online, taking messages, checking my social media and the emails, and the epidemic of sickness that's amongst, thank you. I appreciate it. Those are coming. Thank you. The level of sickness that we're dealing with right now is serious, okay? And sometimes I get tired and I get overwhelmed, and some days I feel defeated, you know. But coming here today and meeting so many of you and hearing the stories of triumph and, sister, you know, I was taking the herbs and I did what you told me to, and now I'm fibroid free, you know. And I'm grateful, you know, and my own mother, for 20 years, I've been trying to get her off the pork chops. You know, the bacon and eggs every morning, and, you know, dairy milk and cheese. And 60 years old, now she is completely vegan.
Wow.
My mother has lost over 20 pounds. She no longer smokes cigarettes. She no longer takes high blood pressure medication. And she's looking beautiful. She's feeling good. She's wearing her natural hair, and she's just another person. So I know that this lifestyle works. I know that this is the way, and it's very simple stuff. And we've really kind of made it complicated. You know what I'm saying? There's no way that we should be so far removed from nature that we no longer know how to just do something as simple as eat. Just feed yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how this happened to it. Well, we have some idea, don't we? So there's been some social engineering going on here, okay? And I asked my sister Zoe today, I said, you know, can I use the term biological war?
Yeah.
Would that be too? She was like, wow. And I said, well, no, that's what it is. Okay, because I think Layla asked to call it nutricide. Okay, because we're talking about a world of nutrient deficient folks who are obese, mostly obese, but are malnutrition. Okay, and in many cultures, especially ours, we have a culture where we think healthy is big. You know, and they even use the term healthy for big folks. You know, that's a healthy person, or that's a healthy baby. You know, and there's a psychological mishap going on here, because 9 times out of 10, the sister or brother who is overweight actually doesn't eat as much as we assume. They don't eat as much as we assume. I have several sisters in my world who, they don't eat. I mean, I'm eating all the time. I love to eat. I eat. That's why I cook, because I like to eat. So I eat, okay, 3, 4, 5 times a day. I graze. I love to eat. And I'm not addicted to it, but I enjoy eating. And I eat when I feel the need to. I need a lot of fuel because of what I do. I'm probably overusing my brain all the time and my body, and, you know, I need to eat. So, but I find that a lot of my overweight brothers and sisters, they actually don't eat that much. And I tell them, you're actually not eating enough. Okay, so keep that in mind. You know, if you or someone you love is struggling with weight, you probably need to eat more. You just need to eat the right things. And that's what we're here to learn about today. If y'all don't mind, I'm change. Don't look at my pedicure. Okay, so let me see who I have in the room today. How many, oh, thank you. How many, by show of hands, vegan, vegetarians I got in the room today? All right, okay, we getting there. How many pescatarians? Okay, all right, and my meat lovers, my dairy lovers. Keep it real. Look, this is not about judgment, because we don't grow like that, okay? So we're not here to judge anybody, and we're not here to put down anyone in your journey, okay? That's not what we're here to do. We're here to learn together. And, you know, I'm still learning and growing. You know, every day I'm still learning and researching. Oh my God, I can't do the agave? What happened to the agave? Oh, it's full of fructose. Oh no, organic agave, you know. So every day I'm learning, and what's happening, and I want to bring this up because I think people get discouraged with this food thing, right? You get discouraged, you think tofu's okay, then you find out, oh, can't do the soy. All the soy is genetically modified, right? And then you thought, oh, wheat was the best thing going. Wheat bread, oh yeah, that's the ticket. And then you find out, oh man, you know, this dwarf wheat, you know, hybridized wheat is, you know, overly hybridized, crossbred, and all this crazy stuff, right? So now, okay, we can't do the wheat bread, so we gotta do the spelling. Where do you find that at? You know, it's hard. You know, it's hard. So I understand that it can be discouraging, and that's not what we're here to do. You know, we want to inform you, but we don't want you to feel defeated. So I want to talk to you guys about some of the ways that I've been able to incorporate electric foods into my own diet. And welcome, and how I've been able to maintain health up until this point. I am 36 years old. I am grateful to have never had to have been hospitalized, medicated, or cut open for any reason. Thank goodness, with the exception of the birth of my child. So I'm grateful, and I have been eating this way, vegan, for about 17 years now, all right? So I know that it works. And you know, there's nothing more valuable than the investment that you're gonna make in your health, all right? Here in Atlanta, we are, I think we're the diabetes capital. Is that true? They said now we're number one in diabetes.
Diabetes belt and high blood pressure belt.
Okay, yep, yeah, that's what I figured, high blood pressure as well. They go hand in hand, it's the same thing. It's tradition, it's culture, you know, a lot of black folks here, so y'all know what we eat. And the children now, okay, are diabetic. Yeah. I mean, I can't tell you guys, I get so many calls about the children. And to see a child who's supposed to be running and playing and enjoying themselves have to go and get their finger pricked and their blood checked, and they have to count every time they eat. They got to make sure every little thing is, you know, a certain way and do the count before they eat. It's a very sad thing. And this is something we've never seen on the planet before. We've never seen children. I've never heard of such a thing. Children being diabetic. That's something old folks usually experience. Okay, so it's heavy on my spirit when I talk about this, because I have some loved ones whose children have to fight through this, who are on several medications. The average American child actually is on at least 12 different medications before they're even 18 years old. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. So what is it that we have given all of our power over to? Medications, doctors, that we've moved away from grandma's wisdom or great grandma's wisdom in some of our cases, where we could fast and pray, okay? Or where we could go to the bush and find something that we needed in order to heal ourselves. And this is something that should encourage you. You know, if you're personally struggling with a discomfort or dis-ease, you know, the body really has, I think, over 100 trillion cells in it. Over 100 trillion cells. These cells are programmed to just regenerate and heal themselves. The body only wants to heal. That's all it knows how to do. The body wants to heal. So don't ever get discouraged that you cannot cure yourself from something. Your body is new all the time. It's new. So really, you just need to give it what it needs to do its job. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as you get out of the way, I tell people, detox, get away from all the things that are killing you, and then put the life back in. You're only going to get out what you put in. So if you don't feed life, then you can't experience the fullness of life. You got to feed your body life. Most of us are experiencing dehydration. When people say, I'm on an alkaline diet, all they're really saying is, I'm giving myself oxygen. I'm hydrating myself. That's all they're saying. If they say, I'm acidic, then they're just really saying, I'm on a diet that is dehydrating my body, and it is taking away my oxygen. So that's all that means. All these fancy terms, alkaline and acidic and all that stuff. The body actually has to be balanced, acid and alkaline. I hear a lot of people, get into this fad of alkalinity. Oh, I'm alkaline. I think that's wonderful, and I think that people understanding alkaline acid balance is very, very important. I mean, bleach is alkaline, you know what I'm saying? Ammonia is alkaline, So you have to be clear that the goal really is to oxygenate the cells to get moisture into the body. And if you think about it, most of the things that you put into your body, think about what you eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner. Most of what you put into your body does what? Is it going to give water and oxygen to the cells, or is it going to absorb it? Imagine you got a cup of water and you place rice in there. What is that going to do? Place the oatmeal in there. Place a loaf of bread in there. What's it going to do?
Absorb.
Put some tortilla chips in there.
Absorb.
Put some cookies, cake, pies, wraps, whatever. I don't care what, pita bread. Oh, I'm eating a wrap. I'm eating pita bread. Potatoes, ladies. Bag of chips, ladies. Okay, y'all know what I'm talking about. We love the French fries, Lord. I think I ate French fries every other day for a year. I was like, I'm vegan though. Donuts are vegan. Y'all laughing as y'all know it's true. So, we wanna get off of something I like to call the assumption of wellness. The assumption of wellness. And we got it bad in our culture. I had a young lady call me for a consultation, and I said, all right, sister, it's gonna be real simple. First, I just wanna listen to you. I just want you to just tell me what's going on with you. Why'd you get this consultation today? And the sister said, well, I'm pretty healthy. My doctor says I'm healthy. I do this, I do that, I exercise. I work out, I can run a mile or two. I'm pretty healthy. I've been on blood pressure medication for a couple of years, but I'm pretty much healthy. And then, I actually started taking this pill here to sleep at night because I really don't sleep very well, but mostly I'm really healthy. And I also just take this thing right here, forgot about that part, because sometimes my digestive system, and I don't go to the bathroom that often, maybe twice a week sometimes, but I'm well, and how long does your cycle last? Oh, about 8-9 days sometimes, and but I'm pretty much healthy. Did she hear herself? And I just said, whoa. Sister, so I understand that your doctor is telling you that you're healthy. I understand that. And I get those calls so often you wouldn't believe. The doctors are telling you that you're healthy. And I think, they don't want to discourage you, you know what I'm saying? But it's just not true. Okay? It's just a flat out lie. It's not true. If you can't go to the bathroom, you already got a problem. I'll tell you right now. Okay? That's the first thing. If the digestive system ain't working, you have a problem. And don't take it lightly. Okay? That's the first sign. It's a warning sign the body is saying you are not digesting foods properly and nutrients properly. And guess what happens after that? I was a colon therapist for years, and when I tell you, I've seen it all. I had people coming there with 6 packs. Athletes could not go to the bathroom for days. So that don't mean nothing, okay? Be clear. If you are backed up, imagine a city. Let's take a city like a real nasty city, like the average American body. Let's say New York City, right? Real nasty. It smells like urine. Say, it's disgusting, right? Now say, the air is disgusting, right? So say the sewer system in New York City gets backed up. Let's just take one block. Let's take a few blocks, because the intestinal tract is about 12 times the length of your body. Okay? So we're talking like 30 some odd feet of intestinal tract in each one of your bodies. Okay? And that's in 98-degree weather, so now it's hot. Isn't that nasty? That's nasty, man. Come on. You got to think about it like that. Okay? Because your body is a complex and beautiful system, and you have to know what you're talking. You have to know what you're doing. You have to be in tune with your body. Can't no doctor tell you what you probably already know. You know when something's wrong. You just want to get the confirmation so you can find out what you want to do, how disciplined are you going to be. if you're gonna go ahead and try to take the easy way out, which usually lands you in you know where. Okay, so imagine now that sewer system's been backed up for a week. Say it's been backed up for 28 years. Okay, so now we're talking about not only is it backed up with simple things, hair, feces, okay, it's backed up with just random things, but we're talking about like straight up pollutants, like we're talking about MSG, food dye, flesh, rotten flesh, dairy fermented rotten foods, the young lady who loves blue cheese dressing like my mama did and could never go to the bathroom. We're talking about, junk, right? So imagine year after year after year, all right, that this is happening inside of your body. So now we have the irritable bowel syndrome. Okay, now we have the toxins have now putrefied inside the body and eaten away at the mucosal lining of your intestinal tract, and now this toxin is busting through into your bloodstream. And now that it's in the blood, guess what happens? It's everywhere now. It's in all your organs. Okay, so now all the organs are affected just from what you're putting into your body every day because your digestive system is not working. So be clear that it's serious and it's something that you have to address. All right, so that's key, and that's just the digestive tract. We haven't gotten to the skin, which is the biggest organ, the skin. And sisters, we love to smell good. We want to put our Bath and Body Works on, and we want to do our hair. And, we're very serious about beauty, aesthetic beauty. And I think a part of it is because we're probably very vain, because we're naturally very beautiful and curvy, and we can throw our little, snatch it up and work it out. So we still got it going on. So I think I know my mother had that issue. She just felt like, little nip tuck here, I'll be all right. But we want to get into focusing on internal fitness, organ fitness, cellular fitness, not just aesthetic fitness. Okay, because that's how we're going to get to the fullness of our experience on this planet, man. And I tell people all the time, you can have all the goals you want to have. You can worry about the babies, you can worry about your husband, you can worry about your career, you can worry about all these things you want to accomplish in your life. And what is the point? It's futile if you are not getting yourself well, because everything that you're working towards, at the end of the day, you still got to look in the mirror. You got to know what you see. Okay. You want to make sure that you're at your best. And that's what this is about. I hear people say all the time, well, Chef, I hear you, but we got to die from something. Y'all hear that? Yes. People say that, oh, girl, I hear what you're saying. I ain't trying to sound like that. We got to die from something. I can't stand that, man. I'm like, come on, man. It's not about how long we're on the planet. That'd be nice for us to be here. But it's about the quality of life. The quality of life while you're here. And I don't know about y'all, but I got things to do. You know what I'm saying? I want my mind clear. All right? I want to be able to run and play with my son. I want to be here for him long enough, not laying up in the hospital suffering, right?
Right.
Right? You want to be here not just for your children, but for your grandchildren. You want to be able to be interactive with them. Have your full mind. You don't want to get old and senile. You don't remember nothing. People taking advantage of you. You don't want to be in that situation. Okay? So that's what this is really about. This is about the fullness of your life's experience through being healthy and well. So I know a lot of you here today are probably thinking, well, where do I start? How do I even try to do that? Everywhere you go, it's convenient to eat bad. It's convenient. You got, fast food. Don't go down Candler Road. It's over. I told somebody, stay off Candler Road. It won't work. Turn around. Okay, you're going to fail. You will fall off. If it's not Popeyes, then they're going to catch you with the Dairy Queen, and they'll get the Dairy Queen and catch you with the Taco Bell. It's over. So you've got to focus. And you have to be just as prepared as they are. Just as prepared as they are to take you out, you got to be just as prepared too. So you gotta have, you and your babies and your husband, have y'all lunch pails and your little glass water bottles all set up and ready to go. Okay? Your lunch bag. I'm serious. Okay, because what happens when you get out there and you don't have your snacks? Yes. You're gonna pull over. You're gonna pull over. And you're gonna make it happen because the children are and you don't want to hear it. Okay? And you're like, man, 7 Under is this way, and I'm over here, and I gotta serve it at the Cat Farmers Market, and it's too far. You know, I moved closer to the farmers market because I said I can't live like this. I have to be close to my food source. That's my life source. I gotta be close to it. Okay. So this is just as much about readiness, being prepared, because otherwise you will fail. I tell people all the time too, take a moment when you begin the process. This took me years. Okay, don't get it twisted. I grew up in Oklahoma City, Dallas, Texas. I grew up on soul food, barbecues, brisket, you name it. I grew up on that. So don't assume that, oh, this is just the way. No. I've trained myself slowly but surely to get off some of these foods. They're very, very addictive. Drugs, worse than drugs. Okay? Sugar, worse than drugs. I got so many clients, I come in their house, oh, you're doing so good. The kitchen, look, your cabinet, you got your fruits and vegetables. I'm like, but what's in your dresser though? Oh, don't go up there, Chef Ahki. No, we're going up there. We're going to go to the dresser. We're going to look under your bed because there ain't no way you've been on my program for 3 months and you ain't lost 1 pound. Somebody's lying. You know what I'm talking about. Somebody is hiding the cookies and the potato chips. Like, oh, well, I got on my cycle every month and I get weak. That's not an excuse. Cycle is not an excuse, ladies, to eat mess. There are healthy alternatives to some of the things that you crave. Okay, and we're gonna get into that. There are healthy alternatives to the things that you crave. And pregnancy ain't an excuse either, ladies. That's not an excuse either. Oh, I'm pregnant, so I just start eating whatever. No, that's the time where you mostly need to focus. Because it's no longer about you and your craving, now it's about your child. So you gotta focus on that. Don't let people say, well, you should just give her what she wants, give her what she wants. People just do that to me all the time. And I got those cravings. Every once in a while, I did really good, didn't I, babe? I did good. I did good. I did have 1 or 2 strange cravings. I thought, oh my God, this is coming way back in my genes, I was like, I'm smelling church's chicken, mashed potato, and gravy, like something that my dad liked. Like, I didn't even like that. Like, where is this coming from? Like, am I missing my father? Like, it just comes out of nowhere. And it's like, Jesus, what can I do to replace this, So I think that's, we did purple potato. A lot of purple potato, coconut, oil, butter, salt. I was really feeling it, y'all. But there are ways to get through it. There are ways to address your cravings. And we'll get a little bit into that too. But the most important thing to keep in mind too is that something I'll tell my clients, your kitchen will kill you. Your kitchen will kill you. Your house will kill you. So another part of just getting started, for those of you who want to just jump in, take a moment before you jump in and assess your kitchen. Assess your kitchen. Make sure that you have what you need to win. Okay? Because I've gone in some of these kitchens and I'm like, hold up, I've got a slew of cheap aluminum pots over here. I got the microwave here, the toaster oven here. There are no working knives here. It's just, I couldn't function in a kitchen like that. You know what I'm saying? So just from a chef perspective, you don't have to go out and spend a lot of money. Okay? 15 years ago, I think I went and got a little Walgreens processor for like $10 and a little baby bullets, back in the day. And I wore that sucker out. I made pies and I dips and hummus and I thought I had it going on. And I had my little 2-cup processor for 2-3 years. So don't feel overwhelmed financially. And that's another thing that we get caught up on. People say, well, I could eat like that if I had the money. I just can't afford that stuff. It's just too expensive. And I said, no, because I know how much y'all spend on your hair, your nails, your makeup, your shoes, your purses, your trips, your going out, your drink dates. We don't think about that stuff. Oh, well, I just spent like $80 going out to drink with my girlfriend. We went to the restaurant. and you could have went to eBay, and you could have got yourself a Vitamix for $100. So I don't want to hear it. Okay? So this is something that is a blockage that I want for you to remove today. If you have a blockage and you're thinking, I can't afford to get healthy, it's bull. You can. You can. So the moment that you say that to yourself, think for a moment about the last purchase, the last splurge that you made, and how really important it was compared to your blender, your salad spinner, food processor, or a good knife. You know, just some basic things to keep yourself well. Okay? And I'm talking to the men here also. I know I'm focusing on the sisters, but the brothers here, this is supporting your woman. Supporting your woman in her move toward wellness is very, very important. And then sisters, supporting sisters in their move towards wellness. If you're around your sisters who are trying to get better, don't pull her down into doing what you're doing. If you're not ready to do it, okay. You know, let her do her thing. That's what I tell my clients also. Don't tell everybody what you're doing when you're trying to get better, because everybody got something to say. You go to the club, all right, we party, cool. I'll just have a little tonic. Thank you with my lemon. Hey, party. You know, they ain't gotta know. They ain't gotta know what you're doing, okay? Because people can't wait to pull you down into what they're doing, okay? And then some people get very sensitive. Food is a very sensitive topic. It's very personal. You know, it's almost like a religion. Like people get offended by what you eat. Better yourself. You know, how did I offend you with my diet? You know what I'm saying? So this is something that we gotta stop that. Culturally, it's a problem. Okay? So we have to support one another. And if you're going through your detox, you're going through something, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself and just quietly walk in the room a year later like, hey. You remember that salad? I did that, thank you. You see the skin? Yeah, I'm glowing. I'm hydrated. Yeah. So that's what time it is. That's what time it is. We want to get healthy, we want to get better. And I don't want to run my mouth for too long. But there are a few things that I want to say to you guys before we'll go into a Q&A. Is that cool? Because I want to talk to you. I want to answer your questions. That's one of the main things I want to do today. I could do this forever. But something I just kind of want to briefly talk about is this. We recently started fibroid elimination campaign. Y'all familiar with that, right? Okay. So womb wellness is something that I've been following Queen for years, following Dr. Sabi for years. May he rest in peace. We did a small memorial for him in the main room a moment ago. But for those of you who are not familiar with Sabi, Sabi has cured almost every disease on the planet and has proven it, okay, in the Supreme Court in 1989. Okay, he had 72 patients that he brought to the Supreme Court and proved through diagnostics that he had cured them of everything from AIDS, cancer, herpes, all the things they said you couldn't cure, sickle cell anemia, you name it, it's been done. So I say again, whatever it is that you're going through, your loved ones are going through, there's nothing that you cannot heal. The body wants to heal and restore, okay? So be clear. But I also want to bring this up about the fibroid elimination campaign. If you're not already following, or someone you know you love needs to heal from cysts, endometriosis, PCOS, infertility, please follow us at 90 Day Fibroid Elimination on Facebook. We have a group, very tight, closed group there, women working together to go through our 90-day elimination to heal their womb and shrink their fibroids. We just had an article on blackdoctors.org where we were able to help a sister shrink 50 fibroids. Okay, 50. And I know some of you are thinking, well, Jesus, what happened when she got to 13? You know, what was going on there? How do you get to that point? Well, it's real and it's happening. It's happening. This sister, not in 90 days. No. The elimination program is called the 90 Day. Because, yeah, our wish is that women within 90 days can begin to see extreme results within 90 days, but some women have more than others, okay? But we've had women in 90 days, 17 fibroids, 12 fibroids, something a little more realistic, and depending on her level of discipline in following that program, which is movement, which is diet, very specific diet, not just vegan, but even more specific, all right? Putting things on her body, in her hair, etc. Getting sunlight, all right? Sunlight, first form of nutrition, sunlight, all right? So getting out in the sun, that's something, we got issues. We don't want to be in no sun. 15 minutes a day. I challenge each of you, go out on your patio, just 15 minutes. Get that good sun in the morning, it's not too hot. Like that 10:30 sun, that real good sun. Just get out there for about 15 minutes and get some sun, because your cells are eating that up and absorbing that. It's so good for your mind, so good for your body. Get some sun. First form of nutrition. Sun, air, and water. Clean air, clean water, sun. Very important, all right? Got off my point. Fibroid elimination campaign. So this is something that came to me. Excuse me a second. When it comes to reproductive disorder, something that I have found over and over again, since I'm mostly amongst my sisters who can talk, right? So my sister experienced ovarian cysts at the age of maybe 23 years old, okay? And I faintly remember when it was happening. I was a little younger than her, but I remember she was in such great pain that on her first trip to the hospital, they immediately offered her a partial hysterectomy, okay? And I remember at the time thinking, well, she can still have children, so this will be okay. She's in a lot of pain. She'll be all right. She goes back. They said, well, I think we need to do a full hysterectomy, because if you do give birth, maybe you or your child could die. So now she's scared. She's scared. She wasn't scared of the hysterectomy at first, but now she is really scared that if she does try to do it, that it's going to cause trauma or she could die. Okay, so now she's less afraid of losing her womb. She's scared to die. Okay, so and I remember the fear. I remember the pain that she experienced. And 4 surgeries later, my sister ended up having a full hysterectomy, being on medication for the rest of her life. Okay? The psychological effects of losing your womb, the medicinal effects, medical effects of being on this type of level of medication all your life, the effects of that. I want to say to women here who may be struggling in this area that hysterectomy is not a cure. It's not a cure, okay? They don't often tell you all of the post-op things that you'll have to experience, okay? So don't take their word for it that you're in such a state that you cannot start the process of healing yourself. I've had so many women go back to the doctor and they're shocked that these women were able to so quickly shrink their fibroid, but they're used to dealing with women who have already given up to some degree. And they're in so much pain that they don't care what you do. They just want this thing to be over with, okay? So my goal is to really heighten the consciousness of women when it comes to their womb. Another point when it comes to fibroids, reproductive disorder. The womb is your center for creation. That's what it is, all right? From your womb to your mama's womb and her mama's womb, that's what wombs do. Wombs create, okay? Wombs are meant to create. So if, say you're at childbearing age, all right, and say you have not had children yet even, okay? Oftentimes, a lot of the women that I talk to who are dealing with a lot of reproductive disorder, they actually want children. They're afraid of losing their wombs. They're already having issues. And I tell them, well, part of this may be that you haven't had children yet. And the body is, the womb is creating and it wants to create, and depending on what you're feeding it, it's gonna create something. May not be what you want, but it's going to create something because that's what it wants to do. It's like an apple tree that's not creating apples, it wants to create. So what kind of fertilizer are you giving to that tree? Okay? So keep that in mind, sisters, in what you're surrounding yourself with, what you're putting on and into your body, especially during the fertility times. What's going on with your partner? What energy is he bringing to your body? What is he eating? Okay? What's he putting inside of your womb? Be clear. Whether it's products, tampons, all this stuff that we put in our bodies, in our baths, all this crazy stuff, we've got to get away from it and just get back to nature when it comes to the way that we take care of our wombs. Because the body wants to create something. Okay? And I don't know if you guys have y'all seen images of fibroids? Have y'all seen some of these images? I mean, I've seen images. These images are scary. I mean, have you seen teeth, hair? Some of these things. What is that? I mean, it's scary. All right. So I could go, on and on and on about this, but the culprit, when we're talking about fibroids, we're talking all reproductive disorders. Don't let them fool you. All this stuff is connected. It's not just this is fibroids, this is PCOS. All this stuff is connected. The root causes are the same. Dairy products. Dairy products. Major. If you got a cheese addiction, if you got an ice cream addiction, coconut ice cream. Okay? It's not a health food, it's still sugar. But get off that calcium. Okay? Excess flesh. All the burgers, all the Doritos. Okay? And we got to get off all these excess sugars and carbohydrates. Bread is still sugar. That little glass of wine that you want to do twice a night, every night, is sugar and bread. You can't yeast. That's all it is. All right? So I'm glad to see some of you taking notes. And give me some Q&As. Let me go ahead and wrap up because I'm getting the wrap up here.
I'd like to know when you may not have time with everybody. Okay, so raise your hand if you want to ask that question.
All right.
Okay, so we start the people on this side, starting at the top. Sister, I think that she was Afro.
Okay.
Like in the tail. Y'all can say that. But did you want to ask a question? If you don't, that's okay. I might have missed things. Yes, ma'am.
If you have something private, that's okay, y'all. GoChefAhki.com. You can absolutely shoot me an email, reach out to me as well. And we will respond.
If it's not private, we want to start over here. I'm gonna take this sister first because I like what she did down. She just stood up and she ready to answer. I'm like, well, wait y'all over here because she's like, I'm about the business. Let me do what I got to do.
How you doing, sister?
My question is that you talked about tofu. I've been vegan 3 years, and you talked about tofu. Now, is that the unorganic tofu, or is that
All soy. All soy. Yeah. So you don't let the organic label fool you. Okay, organic is a mess right now. Now, I do buy organic, don't get me wrong. But I don't know if y'all seen a movie called In Organic We Trust. Okay, there's some pretty stuff going on with this organic stuff because at the end of the day, unless somebody blows the whistle, they're going to give you that organic symbol as long as you pay for it. Okay, let's be clear. They don't get paid if they blow the whistle. Okay, so when it comes to tofu, and Dr. Sabi told us 20 years ago, it is a hybrid, it's fake, it's not a natural plant. It was used to make plastic products, it still is. That's what Carver was doing with it. Okay, it's not natural food, it's fake, it's a hybrid. And it doesn't digest. Matter of fact, I know a doctor told me, take it out, doing a hysterectomy on a woman that's eaten tofu for 20, 30 years, in comparison to a woman who's been eating flesh, it's even worse, it's harder, because it's not even a natural organic compound. It's unnatural, as opposed to a flesh. So then it's like plastic, to cut plastic out of this woman is compared to.
Yeah, I think they
Go chefahki.com. CHEFAHKI.com. And for those of you who had questions about dairy products, check out notmilk.com. Get your life real quick.
If we have anyone in this first row on this side, yes, brother, I'm gonna take you.
Hey, Chef Howard.
Hey.
Are you doing any research on food that affects certain parts of the body, like enhancing the brain, enhancing functions of the body? Are you working in that area?
Yes, I'm really fortunate to have the Aboriginal Medical Association as affiliates and team members of mine for many years now. They are avid food researchers. When I can't get to it, they get into it. So they're always doing research on how food's affect different parts of the body. So that is something that we're doing continuously. If there's something specifically that you want to find out about, shoot me an email. I will speak to them about it if there was something that you really want to address. But with your question, I want to be clear that all the organs are connected. You can't heal one without affecting the other. You know what I'm saying? So I think that the Western paradigm has kind of got us typically thinking and even asking questions in I guess a more linear way, where things are a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for, where you separate things. So it's all working together. Okay.
Do we have anybody else in the front row?
I have a question.
Okay, we're gonna go back and forth, I just wanna be fair.
Yes, sister, in the green.
I want to ask your opinion on like tilapia and other fishes. Like in Walmart, I was looking at a bag of fish, flounder, but when you look at the ingredients, it's not just flounder.
Yes. All bad. All bad. Rocks in the
Can you repeat it so I didn't hear it?
Oh, the sister was saying that she went to Walmart, found a bag of fish, and when she looked at the ingredients, it wasn't just fish.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So we had drugs in the fish.
Right.
And I guess at least they labeling it, because they wasn't doing that. So that's great, on one hand. But no, tilapia, heck no. But no. If you're gonna still be getting all fish, which I support, don't get it twisted. If you can't go cold turkey right now, I didn't. It took me 3 years. Wild fish, as much as you can find the freshest, most wild, antibiotic-free, do your best to eat it clean as possible. Yes, no harm. No, not at all. I don't know what that stuff is. Oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Get off that tuna fish in the can, and sardines and all that. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I can't even tell you how many chemicals in them cans. No, now you're not just eating fish. You're eating fish and whatever they're using to create that can. And it's sitting on the shelf somewhere forever. Nothing fresh can just sit up nowhere like that forever. There's gonna be something wrong. Even juice is sitting up on shelves. Y'all don't play with that stuff either. I'm just thinking, how's this juice just sitting up here on this shelf like this? My juice up on my shelf. It's a problem for 2-3 days. Something is wrong here, and I don't want it.
I guess since you're on the subject of fish, are you familiar with the Alaskan and Pacific type of fish or whatever? The whole radiation that's been.
Yeah, personally, I'm seafood. As much as I love it, I trust it's taking everything. But, and it's just gotten worse over time. It's just unfortunate. And it takes time, so no judgment, sisters. Over here.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a lupus survivor, and I noticed that when I took gluten out of my diet, that helped me. But I wanted to know if there were any other foods that you strongly recommend for people that have been diagnosed with it.
Oh yeah, sea vegetables. Sea vegetables, sea vegetables don't get enough credit. Sea vegetables are one of the most important things you can get into your body. Sea moss every day. I believe in that, especially for folks dealing with lupus. If you could they got purple sea moss out here, you guys. Health Unlimited carries it, 7 Under carries it. I love that purple sea moss. Okay, boil that up or soak it, blend it up, sit it in your fridge. A couple tablespoons of that in your smoothies every morning, in your juices and things, desserts. Sea vegetables, wakame, aramane, hijiki, wonderful, full of minerals, really, really good for you. Another question?
Right here, Chef, this brother right here.
Brother, sorry, so patiently waiting. Thank you, brother.
If I want to find out a little bit more about Dr. Sadie,
Yes.
how could I find that out? Or could I just go to your website and get the
Oh,
same information?
well, no, you can Google Sadie, you're gonna find out.
Yeah, you're gonna
all
find
day
out.
long. You'll never get tired of listening to it. But Sadie, we lost him just recently. But he left us some jewels.
S-A-D-I?
S-E-V-I. S-E-V-I, yes. yes, drsadieselffood.com, but you can find YouTube all day long. Yes, more
Do we
questions?
have somebody in the second row over here? Over here. Go
Second
ahead.
row. Oh, sorry, Susie. How are you?
As far as vegetables, like doing a vegetable soap, like
Yeah.
if the vegetables is not organic, outside vinegar, you do a vegetable soap to clean the vegetables? Like
Oh,
before
if
you-
it's not organic, she said if the vegetable isn't organic, can you just clean it, like soak it or whatever? That's a great question. So I'm all about cleaning and soaking, because oftentimes we don't know what's going on top of this stuff, you know. But technically, organic is supposed to mean we're not spraying pesticides on top of stuff. Unfortunately, some of the stuff that's not organic, even some stuff that is organic, but not organic absolutely typically means that it has been compromised down to its genetics.
Yeah.
Okay? And I mean, that's what's going on out here. So you can wash it all day long. It's messed up, it's inherently jacked up.
Yeah.
Okay? This is what's going on here. So be mindful. Depends on what it is. You know, they call it the dirty dozen, you know, and you can look up the dirty dozen and see what's like the worst organic foods. But at the end of the day, go to your farmer's market, get some good, you know, not cheap, but cheaply priced vegetables that are organic.
Talking about things you put on your skin.
Uh-huh.
Who are you referring to?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm referring to anything that has inorganic material in it when it comes to putting things onto the skin. You really want to go all organic. You want to get your coconut oils, get your shea butters, anything, because your body's eating. Your body's eating too. So whatever you're putting on top of your skin, in your hair, okay, in our crowns, ladies, in our scalp, our brain, Lord, we got to get away from using these chemicals. And I know your edges and everything, you want your edges to be right. Look, we can check out naturalbeautyatlanta.com. We got my beautiful assistant back here. She's got a product line. Her mother is fabulous, and it's all natural. It's good stuff, and it's good on the edges. Naturalbeautyatlanta.com.
Naturalbeautyatlanta.com or Natural Beauty Organic.
I love this stuff. It's wonderful hair product.
To know if you had special program nutritional guidelines for babies and toddlers.
Oh, this is my favorite thing. You know, this has been a beautiful experience with my first son. And yes, shoot me an email, okay, YeyeChefAhki.com. And women who, you know, naturally I'm gonna say breastfeed, no matter what. A lot of sisters can't. And as you're transitioning your child from milk into food, that's a very important time. So you really want to be careful. Really want to be careful. Sea moss for children is ideal for children. Hemp milk, hemp seeds, making your hemp milk from scratch. I do it every day for my son. Every day. He's been on hemp seed milk for 9 months. So
I have a 3-year-old, and she's 3 now, so I need first thing, but I mean,
wonderful.
if I get
She's
pregnant again,
transitioning.
but like this toddler age, like 3.
Yes, yeah, you want, I mean, even now, for her fruit, you know, and she probably already loves fruit and wants fruit anyway, and most children love fruit and love, you know, just natural steamed things, you don't even have to be excessive with it, but unfortunately, the moment they get the fries, the chip, the candy, it's over, it's like, you know, they're addicted immediately, they're so small, so please, email me, thank you. Another question?
So kind of piggyback off of what you were saying, washing. I've seen products in the store where they say it's a pre-wash. Do you think those are good to use?
Yeah.
Considering,
you know, it's capitalism at its finest. Go ahead with whoever created that product. Go ahead with it. You know, it's capitalism. Get y'all some lemons, okay, vinegar or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think it's cute and everything. I've used it. You know, it's cute, but it's not necessary. You can do your own. Matter of fact, y'all know that Dr. Bronner's you love so much.
Yeah.
Dilute that. Clean them vegetables with that. Clean everything. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, 100 uses.
You can wash your hair with these. You can do a lot. You can wash your
and you
clothes.
can put that on your vegetables.
We came here.
Okay.
That's the sister there at the top.
They got her in Whole Foods.
That's right.
But do you plan on having, say like a packaged food program going out or anything like that? Is there a movement amongst Black communities to have, those proper, you know, gardens in different areas, like, you know, distribution centers? Because without having those things, you know, pathways for us to receive those things, it's kind of hard. I'm up here in North Carolina. And then my second question is, this is kind of TMI for some people, but I've switched to use
that something that you advocate for, and you have one that you prefer?
Gotcha. Okay, so from the first question, yes, I know a lot of us are in food deserts and we need the services so that we, don't get stuck without the foods that we need. So, you got to ask me a two-part question, we give a two-part answer. So, first thing when it comes to that, you have to do the research in your local area and find out where the organic farmers are because they're there. I had no idea that there were so many just in the Atlanta area until I started looking. I was going to Publix like everybody else. But there are natural urban organic farms, amazing ones here in Atlanta. There's little pop-up farmers markets all over the place. You'd be really surprised once you kind of start looking and opening your eyes. You'd be surprised if you Google in your local area who's out there doing it. Two, of course, self-empowerment. I'm all about fight the power and grow something, okay? You got to do that. Nobody owes us nothing out here when it comes to these food things, okay? We're the first people to do it. We're the first people to get in the ground and grow food, show people how it's done. So we have to get back to that, all right? We have to do that. So I tell people, if you can't find it, darling, you better get your friends together. Y'all better get a little product and get to growing, okay? So that's, we'll get with farmers and support the ones who are doing it, okay? There's a lot of people doing it and they don't get the support. We go to the market, okay? So I hope I'm answering your question, but personally, I am looking forward to starting up some food services for people or teaming with other people who are doing it and giving them recipes that are alkaline and showing them where to get the foods from because a lot of people just don't know how to use wakame, or whatever, but I'm looking forward to doing that and we are working on that at the time. And the second question you asked was about the sea sponges. I know a lot of women are using like the Diva cups and crossing over into some of these healthier menstrual cycle feminine products. Very, very important. I haven't used the sea sponges yet, but how's that working out for you? You like it? Great. So she loves the sea cup, the sea foam sisters. Have you seen these little sea sponges? They're great during your menses and much healthier than, this bleached junk that's coming through tampons and things like that. So be very careful when you're making your natural transition. Go ahead and transition what you're putting in your womb. That's the number one thing you need to be transitioned. Okay, your deodorant, okay, because you got all these pores and you're drinking and eating aluminum, all right, and that's going right to the breast, okay? So we got to be careful. We're talking about breast cancer, okay? This is serious. Forget the blue ribbon. Get off the drug. Get off the aluminum. So go and get you some crystal deodorant, get you whatever you lime wedge, whatever you like. Okay, just do it, and go to my website, GoChefAhki.com. We actually sell feminine wash that's all natural, and we also sell menstrual pads that are herbal menstrual pads. You can get them on my site. All right, so we can get away from that. Get away from all the always and all that stuff. Don't assume that the natural ones don't work, ladies, because I've tried all the natural deodorants. Crystal works, and my pads work. All right.
Assistant of Purple Chef.
Assistant of Purple. Hey.
Yes. My first question is about Himalayan salt.
Yes.
Is that,
I love it.
Okay.
I love it. I love sea salt. I've been talking about salt for 8 years. If y'all been following me, I've been telling people, eat salt. Okay, don't let them tell you, all black people got high blood pressure, you eat too much salt. Yes, you're eating, what's the little white girl on the Morton's. you knew it was wrong in the first place. Y'all like sea salt? I love it. You need it. It's 84 essential minerals in that salt. We need salt. The body needs salt.
The next question that I had was about food allergies.
That's a great one.
Yeah, because I'm allergic to almond and to iodine.
Okay.
And corn.
And corn. Okay. I love this question, you guys, because I talk to people all the time. Well, I want to eat healthy, but I'm allergic to this, and that. Okay. So what I have found is I don't think I've had one client who told me they was allergic to something. And what they say they were allergic to, they shouldn't have been eating in the first damn place. I'm allergic to peanuts. No, you're not. Peanuts are hybrid. That's it. I'm allergic to corn. No, you're not. Corn is GMO all day long. All corn is GMO. Okay, corn used to be this side. Now it's this side. It tastes like sugar. It's wrong. It's just all wrong. I'm allergic to soy. No, you're not. It's bad. I'm allergic to wheat. No, you're not. Iodine. Now, it just depends. It depends on the form of iodine. Same way with in, it can be helpful or harmful. So say you're eating sea vegetables, you know, then this is a good form of iodine. So it just depends on where it's coming from. And let me just answer that really quickly. This is important because you brought up almonds. So if you're eating something that is natural or alkaline assumed, and it's still giving you problems, be mindful of the source of where it's coming from, because a lot of times you're not allergic to that thing, and you're allergic to what they're spraying on that thing, okay? So we're seeing a lot of allergies come up that we've never experienced before, because they're spraying new chemicals on some of this stuff. The old chemical didn't work, so Monsanto came up with a new chemical, and now there's something else, and well, I wasn't allergic to it, but now it's like, I can't eat that anymore, I got a flare up. So be mindful, watch where it's coming from. Was it organic? You know, was it truly natural?
The sister with the baby, because she can't stand up.
Sister with the baby.
Oh, it's all right.
Hey, beautiful.
Do you have any suggestions to increase breast milk production?
Oh, yeah. So, are you taking any herbs for that? Okay, because when I was taking mother's milk. There's a company, any health food store, you can find mother's milk or lactation formulas that you can just take under the tongue every day, or put it in your, make a tea, mother's milk lactation, massaging, and then also just like massaging, warm bath, and a lot of it's just mental, resting, eating well, drinking a lot of water. I mean, you got to drink more water than you. I would make a pot of mother's milk tea. Make a big pot of it and just drink on that all throughout the day, just to get enough milk going for myself. If I didn't do that, it just wasn't happening. And, I had to work. And for that reason, I started my son on homemade formula very early, because I wanted to make sure he was getting enough. So if you're having some of those fears, I have a formula for you that you can also make for your baby. Okay, in between.
We're going to the left, sister standing up, and I say you sister after that. This sister right here.
Oh, sorry.
I haven't used microwave in so many years, and I warm up my food in the oven, but I want to get away from putting aluminum foil on top of my stuff. What can I use to keep it moist and so what can I use?
Okay, so you want to, you just need to get some different potware, maybe stainless steel potware. If you just want to put some foil and warm something up in general.
Why not the glass lids? Glass lids?
Parchment paper is probably the closest thing you'll be able to use. And even like if we was in the islands, we'd be using banana leaves. But since we're here, I know how if you've ever gone and had like a nice steamed fish, and they just put that parchment paper and wrap it up where it's really tight and stick it in the oven so it stays moist. You can use something like that. But instead of maybe big oven, get like a little toaster oven, and make that your microwave. Get just a little toaster oven. You don't have to heat the whole house up in the summertime.
Glass.
Yeah, glass containers would be great. Yes, work. You got another question? Yeah. Oh, you already asked one. Oh, listen.
Back in the red, just standing up.
Come on, sister, the red, real quick. Great question. She's asking about water, you guys, and I know some of you already had that question. So this is important. We talk about this in my book, Electric, how most of this water is junk water, okay? And a lot of this water is, full of BPA and all kind of crazy crap. Y'all can check out a YouTube video that I think is amazing, where they analyze like 7 different waters in 7 major cities, and it's like full of the dog hair, and I don't even want to go there. But water's bad. We know it. We're going to do our best. It's filthy. We have to deal with it, right? So there's companies like Lipsey. I don't know if y'all familiar with lipsey.com. Lipsey does a natural spring water in glass. They'll deliver it to your home. You can have a nice little, filtration system like set up, a dispenser. Lipsey.com. I like that water. Really good. Lipsey. Now, there are also now, because this is becoming huge with this water thing, there are several companies out there doing a BPA-free plastic water bottles, BPA-free. Alkaline water, this and that. So companies like Essentia and Penta, no, that's the machine, the Kangen machine, but Icelandic glacier.
Yeah.
Icelandic glacier, that's some good water. At Iceland. And then anything that you can find from a natural spring in glass. There are several brands. Get you some home or have Lipsy deliver it to you. We do our best. We do our best because this water thing is serious. And you can't always get to the BPA-free water. So look for those bottles, have them delivered, go online, have them delivered to your home. We do our best with this water thing.
The elders stand.
Oh, sister, yes.
Yeah, no, understand.
Good day, sorry.
I haven't been to your website either, but I wanna ask, you have like a 7-day, 14-day meal plan.
Yes, ma'am.
You have, recipes for all that stuff.
I do. I love doing recipes. That's a half truth. Recipes are a pain in my butt. I'm like my grandma. I cook intuitively. I know what it smells like. I'm just like, it's done. It's perfect here. I don't even taste it anymore. But so it's